Welcome back, everybody, to the Middle-earth Project. What is going to be our now new current Series A after the end of Game of Thrones. So this is going to be the sort of flagship one going forward. We are, however, going to have a base game series running along concurrent with this one as a Series B, which I'm doing over at Twitch, and then I'll sort of edit them into videos and upload them here as well. So don't worry if you want to look forward to your base game, because that's still coming as well. In the meantime, our sort of main thing here, our main fantasy one, is, of course, going to be the Middle-earth Project. So, yesterday we tried doing a, well, it's technically the day before yesterday now, we tried doing a sort of Hobbit in the Shire run, and it didn't exactly go particularly well, because it turns out there's a lot of defensive features in this mod that I wasn't aware of, and it would have been a very, very difficult and slow start, and I think it would have been kind of dull. A lot of you in the comment section were asking for another start I very, very heavily considered, and now having done a bit of research about the mod and some of the mechanics, particularly both around the Hobbit and the Dwarf mechanics, I've decided we're actually going to go for a Dwarven playthrough instead. So, one thing I did sort of suggest as an idea, one thing that is still potentially going to happen here, so stay tuned, is having a Dark Hobbit somewhere in the Shire, you know, someone who has been corrupted by Sauron, who wants to try and conquer for themselves. I'm not going to say I've set something up that hopefully we'll see throughout the course of this series, but maybe in the background we will still see our Hobbit Warlord that might cause us some issues as well. This time around though, having, like I said, done my research, I've settled on us playing as Dain Ironfoot. I believe that's Dain Ironfoot II. My dwarf history, I will admit, is a little bit lacking. So this is, of course, at the start of the War of the Rings, so this is after the events of what happened in The Hobbit. Thorin Oakenshield has died, that's Thorin II, I believe, has died, and Dain was crowned king under the mountain. That means that this is just after they've taken it back, so we've got to try and rebuild the Longbeards, which is one of the three sort of main Dwarven. There's the Longbeards, the Firebeards, and the I want to say Broadbeards, but I don't think that sounds right. Anyway, it's something like that. We've got to try and rebuild the Longbeards and save them from going into extinction. And of course, we know from, you know, probably watching the movies or reading the books or whatever, that our goal would be to retake Moria. And Moria is somewhere around, there it is, so the Mines of Moria. We want to reforge an empire, because there is an empire-level title for this guy, despite the fact that you start as technically an empire. All we've got is, you know, Erebor itself, the Lonely Mountain there. So, it's going to be interesting, and there are a lot of unique mechanics about digging too deeply and too greedily. We are just going to dive in as Dain Ironfoot. I'm not going to customize the character this time around. Oh, that's looking good. I'm not going to customize the character this time around. I'm not going to do anything along those lines. We're just going to dive in and try and build ourselves up a dynasty. Now, I have also thrown together a little mod pack for this one as well. Things like, you know, my usual stuff, artifact search, artifact acquisition, a couple of traits mods, not traits mods that wouldn't fit into this, but traits mod, like, for example, the congenital traits mod that adds different levels of quick or genius, or different levels of strong, or different levels of attractiveness. So it just fills out what's already in the base game. So it's not like it's going to completely revolutionize what we're doing here. It's still going to have a very much strong Lord of the Rings theme to things. Is there anything we want to do with the rules? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just quickly go through these. We are still going to play in sandbox mode. As I talked about last time, it really sucked to start things off, and then immediately have Sauron find the ring, which I've had in a couple of different playthroughs, and then us immediately losing the game there. So I'll just quickly have a look through these, make sure everything's looking good, and then we will see what Mr. Dain Ironfoot has in store for us. Welcome to Erebor. Very important message. Hello from the MEP team. After numerous problems with the workshop that seemed to bug the mod. Yep, I am well aware. I understand. Thank you. Welcome to Crusader Kings. We know how to play Crusader Kings. So you are playing as a Longbeards Dwarven yeah, whatever. You can hold castle, temple, fort, and hospital holdings. Just sound like standard tribal to me. You cannot imprison subjects without special reason. Cannot revoke titles without special reason. We can, however, revoke titles from dark despotism and orcish despotism government vassals, because, you know, there's a government mode in this called like just feudal. So if someone is evil, you can take titles away from them. I have to worry about that there. We've also got some bonuses here that I can't really read for now, but we will take a look at that when we get into game. I understand. Thank you. So here we are. The King Under the Mountain, Dain Ironfoot of Durin's Folk. We are a dwarf, a follower of the light there. Troop combat plus 400%, organization plus 100%, morale plus 100%, lower levy size and lower levy reinforcement rate. So we are clearly a very powerful army, but we have a very small army, so we have to be very careful about how we handle morale and things like that. Combat Mountain plus 20%, as you would expect, and then they worship, you know, Iluvatar, blah, 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 blah. Some of the other Valar there, and the Ainur. Melkor Morgoth, evil god, understandable, really. Oh, there's a lot of other dwarfs, aren't there? The Longbeards, the Firebeards, the Broadbeams, that's it. Ironfists, Stiffbeards, Blacklocks, and Stonefoots. And the petty dwarfs. Dwarfs are not counted among the children of the Iluvatar. Their creator was Mahal, or known as Ole the Smith. Wow, okay, so here we go then. Let's get to work, I guess. So, we are already a master fighter, line of Durin. Descendant of Durin, High King of the Dwarfs. That's very cool. It's a shame they haven't rolled those into Bloodlines yet, but obviously this isn't, you know, it isn't super updated for the current version of CK2. I have to roll back for this one as well. This character has a well-developed sense of justice. We're actually a pretty good character to start off with here. Cruel, sucks a little bit, but it's not such a big problem there. We have a son who is Thorin Stonehelm. Right, he's not too bad. He's not fantastic either, I will admit. Do have an artifact? What is this one? Durin's axe. Okay, that's cool. Quite famously, even into like his really, really old age, Durin was able to like wield the axe like a fucking madman. He was a bit of a fighting machine. Cool. Dwarven legend states that the weapon was forged by Durin himself, being the first that taught the art after being awakened by the Seven Fathers of the Dwarfs. Fantastic. So, we have an Emperor level title, but I guess that's just the, just sort of titular, you know, that's the owner of this particular line of dwarfs, might be the best way to sum that up. But we do have our empire to restore there, so you can see all these mountains in the very north there. Down the actual mountain range running down the center of Middle-earth. We've got, what is this one here? Oh, there are actually some dwarfs all the way down there. In fact, they're already our vassals. That's kind of cool. We've got Moria. We've got the Karadas Pass. We've got, I guess, Eagles. Yeah, okay, fine. Got a lot of places to colonize here and there. Goblin Town. Man, this is going to be quite a difficult playthrough. Lots of orcs. Our playthrough here is going to be smashing orcs, which I think is going to be pretty goddamn fun, huh? What are our decisions? We can commission a runestone. We can go on a tour. We can compose a book. Court position. A new king under the mountain. What does that mean? Found the most powerful, a wealthy kingdom of the dwarfs after Khazad-dûm. Okay, so that's, I guess we sort of have a royal proclamation, or that might even be something like a coronation. I honestly don't know what that means, so we'll cross that hurdle when we get there. Visit the tomb of Thorin Oakenshield. Wow, okay, it's regain the Arkstone, the heart of the mountain. What does that do for us? I guess that's like a, I guess that's kind of like a pilgrimage, perhaps, might be the best way to sum that one up. We've got mine or craft in Erebor. Mine for materials or craft them. Cool. Okay, it reminds me of something. I can't quite place my finger on it. We need 150 party, or we can assemble the 7 kingdoms. What is that? Call all dwarf kings to a council assembly in Erebor. Oh, it would be kind of fun to unite all the dwarfs, huh? So we have to be the king of Moria as well. We have to be the Capavian of the Gundabad. Don't know what that is. I assume it's just another somewhere else, you know, on the map. There's a lot to do here then, huh? We can also hold a Amug Adurin, the Feast of Durin, where the tales of old will be sung, salted pork will be eaten, and ale drunk. Cool. So that is just a feast, essentially. This seems a lot more fleshed out than our Hobbit start that we had. Speaking of which, we'll check that out in a second. There are no known societies, and we can't really do much with the religion either, unfortunately. But there does seem to be plenty to do nonetheless. Are we married? We're not actually married right now. I suppose we might as well get married to somebody, huh? Just to give us the points. So let's marry Seer, courtier in Durin's folk. Dwarven women are famously incredibly attractive, as you can tell. 32 gold, or we get the 300 influence. I'll take the 300 influence, because apparently we start with minus 50 prestige. How strange. Okay. And 6,000 gold. I guess that is because we are, of course, the king of the mountain, one of the wealthiest places. I mean, Smaug had all of that. We're all going to get into a debate of how the fucking pronounce that goddamn dragon. Smaug, Smaug, Smog, whatever. You know, the big dragon played by Brandy Snatch Cumperdinck in the movies that I haven't actually watched. Right, let's go for... I mean, business focus, it seems a little bit pointless at this stage. Oh no, we'll debase them in and get 100 gold. Man, look at this. The Lonely Mountain. Before building anything, you must dig deep enough under the Lonely Mountain. I guess we already have in that case. So we can build tiny mines, which seems pretty good. Tiny stable, tiny... Okay, and how many levels are there? There's a lot of buildings then. Even though there's actually kind of a small amount, a small selection of buildings, there are a lot of separate buildings to be built here. City of the Chamber of Thrall, there's a bunch of stuff here. Wow, okay, cool. And what does the actual Lonely Mountain do for itself then? Just gives a tax income and a garrison size. Okay, interesting, because we do live under a friggin' mountain, I guess. We'll mark that as our crown focus. I think that's appropriate. Character focus, I don't really know what to go for, to be completely honest with you. Let's go for... We want to kill these stinky orcs, but I think we might have to play tour for a while, build up our troops a little bit, you know. What actual cast spell do we have against these guys? And we are looking for, yeah, northeastern longbeards. There we go. So what have you got? Can we even just declare war on them? Oh, we actually can. De jure claim on Thrakkelgund, or we've got Durin Reconquest. Durin Reconquest _ desk. What does that do? Takes all occupied territory. Cool, and we get 100 influence, and I guess that's just because we are a dwarf to have access to that one. Or we can just de jure claim it, which makes him basically our vassal, which I'm going to be honest, Don't really want a stinky orc vassal kicking around here, so I think we will probably go with our Durin reconquest instead. Become exalted among men. I don't know why we would care about what men think of us, but there we go. And then we'll also go for... kind of tempted to go scholarship, see what we can do with that to start with. We can build an observatory. This may end up being very weird. You know, we might uncover a Necronomicon from Baghdad or something like that, which would be a little strange, I will admit. We can lose... How much gold to go on a tour? 1,000 gold. Shit, that's expensive. Okay. Go to Gondor, Rohan, Mordor, or more. And more does nothing. Did you take the money up front, you little shit? Oh, it appears the heir of Rohan has died. Okay, well, that's Theoden's son. Why can't we do that now? I shouldn't have pressed the more button, because clearly that's broken as fuck, huh? Let's compose a book. Let's compose a lovely... Oh, we're not gonna compose it. Dare I say, let's commission a runestone? Yeah, no, that's working as intended, I would only assume. Okay, forget we did anything. Don't worry about that. That's not important. I think we can all agree. It just feels like I might have just thrown... We just threw money into the ground itself. You know, it's got to go back where it came from. All right, just remind me never to press those buttons again. You're garbage. You're sacked. Welcome aboard. You're pretty good. You know, everyone else is pretty decent. Let's oversee construction and let's expand the great Dwarven Empire, or at least try and rebuild this Dwarven Empire. Small wooden keep. Is that sort of a prerequisite to other buildings here? Tiny market. What do we need for that? Oh, we actually need something to sell. That actually kind of makes sense. Let's build a mine. And they call it a mine. Let's get one of these put down. Oh, it runs very, very nicely. It's just a shame, you know, none of the events fucking fired up. Yeah, let's just build up Erebor to be an absolute powerhouse, you know. Thorin Oak and Shield took it back. We've got to do something nice with it. I think we've got to restore it back to its previous glory. Now, to be fair, despite the fact that we've got the 6,100 gold there, it does kind of betray it a little bit because our monthly tax is only 7.42. So when we spent this shit, we've spent it. We're not going to get it back for a very, very long time. So I'm just thinking, oh, you hear reports. Oh, hang on, this is horrible. You hear reports that the Easterlings are planning for some kind of war, gathering under the black flag of Mordor. Mercenaries and warlike clans flock to them. Our gates cannot be breached. Shall we concern ourselves in the war for the ring, or should we just not give a shit? I mean, it's not really our war to fight, is it? They're going after Gondor, and the dwarves have been through enough. Maybe they just need to bolster themselves up and not really care too much about what the hell's going on over here in Barad-dûr. Who's his heir? Mouth of Sauron. You look exactly as I remember. You're right, my friend. Why has he got, like boils in his hair? That's so strange. Anyway, we'll keep a close eye on things and just make sure, you know, because I think they might lose the war because there are no story events, and I'm not really sure. Obviously, Sauron was destroyed by the ring in the books, so that's... Wait, ring bearer. Has he got it back? Oh, he's got the ring of Durin. Can I have that? Hey, could we maybe have that one back? What's the dwarf ring? Carries one of the rings of the dwarves given to Sauron by the dwarf lords during the Second Age. The other way around. Okay, I would quite like the ring of Durin, if you don't mind. Should we try and grab that? Should we go on a heist of Sauron to try and take back the ring? Let's fucking do it. You know what? Let's just do it. Get out of here. I deserve to be refunded for my goddamn runestone that I wanted, or my goddamn foreign tour that just never worked. Who should be your accomplice? Who are we going to go to Mordor with? We're doing the opposite of what Frodo did. We're going to Mordor to steal a ring. Who shall we go with? We can go with our marshal, Uzbad Dwalin. We can go with our Uzbad Floey, or we can go for, Floy probably, or Thorin. You're all trash, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know what, we'll take our marshal, because he's actually pretty decent. Seems to be somewhat more skilled in what he's doing as well. Combat in mountains we've got a bonus to, so all we've got to do is flee to those mountains in Mordor, and we are good, my friend. This seems like a horrible idea. You've arrived at Dark Lord Sauron and Mordor's capital. As expected, it's heavily guarded. There's a group of guards at the main door, a servant entrance at the back, and windows near the stables. We can try and break in. We're going to go through the stables at Sauron's tower, huh? At Barad-dûr. Fine. I mean, the Nazgûl have got to keep their horses somewhere, huh? That's not too unbelievable. You manage to evade most patrols until you come up outside the treasury. Two board guards stand between you and your prize. This is probably like Samwise, you know, when he broke into Cirith Ungol. This is just basically us right now. Rush them before they raise the alarm. 83% chance of killing some shit. Dirty, dirty orcs. Okay, this could be a concern. I'm going to turn the game down because it's really loud in my ears. Bear with me a second. Alright, there we go. You weren't as crafty as you thought. The guards draw their swords and approach you. We can fight our way out, but there is a chance we could be maimed here. Shit. 22% chance of being maimed and severely injured. We could try and pay them. We could bribe the orcs. I mean, orcs are probably quite susceptible to bribery, I'd imagine. Or we jump out the window, 7% chance we die. I mean, nobody tosses a dwarf, so we're going to fight our way out. Ah, my god, we've been captured by Sauron. Ooh, that's bad. Big oof. That is a big oof. Okay, oh shit. Dain Ironfoot is imprisoned by Dark Lord Sauron the Black. Okay, my friend. How about we ransom ourselves out? 385 gold. He's up for it. Sauron loves gold. He's as bad as a dwarf. There you go. I can't believe we're having to give away our precious, precious gold for this. Okay, we're free. We did almost get back Durin's Ring. We failed on like the third of four hurdles there. Man, that sucks. Okay, then. Our marshal is still in prison, by the way. He's probably gone forever. Goodbye. You know what? It's nice knowing you. Come back empty-handed, but you know what? It could have been a lot worse. I mean, we lost gold. There literally is nothing worse in Dwarf Society than losing gold. Right, Master of the Horse. Welcome aboard. Let's just quickly set this council up as well before we get too mired in the actual campaign. So, how do we want to start then? I do like the idea of just building this place up to be an absolute powerhouse while we've got the money. You know, the sooner we build it up, the sooner we're going to start getting more money out of it. So, how many mines can we build? I feel like I just get the impression that the dwarfs were punished last time they dug maybe too rapidly and too haphazardly. What's the expression? You know what I'm getting at. Anyway, let's keep digging. Fuck it. Let's just dig deeply and greedily and hope that we don't just get absolutely annihilated. What was the Arkenstone, by the way? I actually don't remember what happens to it in the books. Excuse me. Has anyone got the friggin' Arkenstone? Rare artifact. So Denethor, Steward of Gondor, is the only one with a rare artifact. The Arnor Stone, Chainmail, Scepter of the Steward, Great Longsword, Crown of Gondor. Who has that? That's so strange. Arken. I don't know. I actually have no idea what happened to it. I don't remember, to be completely honest with you. Like I said, I never watched the movies and I read The Hobbit years ago. So it's not exactly fresh in my mind. These mine networks are so cheap. Look at what they give us as well. The heavy infantry bonuses are absurd. It only gives us 100 heavy infantry. And you got to remember, we're going to have a very small army, but it is going to be freaking powerful. And this is why I think we need to build ourselves up early here. Because we need to give our troops as many freaking bonuses as we can, especially morale bonuses. Because that's where we're going to be crushed by like the massive armies. Even if we kill them, our morale is just going to break before theirs. Okay, excellent. Good work. Extensive mine network. We are up to... We've done it. We've officially, episode 1, been imprisoned by Sauron, and we have dug too greedily and too deeply. I think I'm being the world's greatest dwarf right now. What do these do for us? Lower levy size. We can't really afford to lower our freaking levy size much more, can we? I mean, our levy size is already so low anyway. Tiny market. Let's sell some of our gems on this tiny little market. Lightly reinforced gate. What do we do with that? Impenetrable mountain. That seems like what we're after. What do we need for that, then? We need the small wooden keep. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we need to start building this place up so it's a bit more of a defensive settlement. Because right now, I'm not particularly confident about maybe if we were attacked by the orcs being able to defend ourselves. Like I said, we haven't really got troops. I mean, look at our levy bar. Are we just crashing? We're just crashing now, are we? Good. One thing I am interested in seeing how it works is having the Lawmaster search for ancient artifacts. So we've got him looking around Erebor right now to see what he can uncover. Because I imagine there's a fair bunch of shit lying around in there, huh? So I did just have to start an entirely new game and get us up to exactly the same point as where we were last time. Obviously, I haven't done the theft again because we failed that last time, so we'll just wait the 5 years or whatever it was necessary for that to cool down and then try it again in a minute. Okay, I think we're fine now, though. Still a little bit buggy. Last time I played it, I actually had to stop the series because it was buggy, so hopefully we don't get that happen again. But I'm willing to be stubborn because we are strong, like dwarves. We are strong and we are rigid, and oh god, no, let's stop that one there, right. So we could try these buttons again. I think it was probably the go on a tour button that actually caused the others to not work. I think it was probably waiting for some input when we pressed the more button. So we could go to Gondor, Rohan, or Mordor. Now that you mention it, I feel like either Gondor or Rohan. In fact, seeing as they're all currently in the middle of the war for the War of the Ring, probably not best to go anywhere, is it? But we'll go check out Mordor. Fuck it, why not? We're going on a foreign tour to Mordor. You enter the murky courtyard of the Dark Tower, its fiery light painting the landscape in a dusky crimson. You sense a sense of forbearance grows in you. The air hangs heavy on you, choked with sulfur and ash from the ever-spewing Mount Doom, making each breath a pain. You approach the keep itself, but danger pushes you away and towards the northern road. I must find a way through. Why are we doing this? Stay away. I love that it's got, you enter a murky courtyard. I must find a way through. 94% chance nothing will happen, 5% chance nothing will happen, or 1% chance nothing will happen. Something will happen, don't worry about it. There we go. The horizon turns pitch black as you make your way towards the Black Gate. As you grow closer, sunlight barely passes the stoneworks. Enough light enters the area that you can make out the structure of several stone turrets along the interior of the gate. When you reach the gate, however, the guard refused you passage and are forced to turn back. There must be another way. You turn off the road north and make towards Karakangren, the narrow pass in the mountains. You find your way through the many fortresses and the watchtowers and the line that pass and come out through the bridge. But as you do, a riot breaks out amongst the orcs of the pass, which soon erupts into a full-scale battle as more and more pour in. So you turn back. What luck? Why did we bother? Why the fuck did we bother going to Mordor in hindsight? I knew this was a bad idea. You enter a pale-lit courtyard of the Silent City. The ground all around you bathed in soft, sickly white. Sorry? Oh, like snow? Is it you trying to say snow? The flowers of the great meadows corrupted by the touch of evil. You push yourself onwards towards the ghastly, vapor-veiled citadel before you, its tower enveloped in the moonlight. But a wyvern shrieks and orcs pour out of the gate. A pox on this land. It's like reading the Eye of Argon. You come towards pinnacle... You come to the high western passage of Cirith Ungol. At its pinnacle is the Blackstone Tower. You make your way up the steep slope and come towards the tower, casting off a cold, shadowy light. You consider resting within its lower walls, but the orcs screeching inside deter... I thought we just left from Cirith Ungol. Oh, there's an orc riot. I kind of assumed that would be it, but okay, that's fine. You continue down the western slopes and greet the plains of Gondor. Wow. That's great. After a long journey throughout the land, you finally return home to your own realm. Seeing the outline of your palace in the distance, we don't have a palace, a sigh of relief escapes your lips. You've been on the road for some time, but you finally made it home, and there's no place like it. We went to Mordor, and all we got was this lousy shirt. Very funny. We didn't even fucking get the dip. Why would I expect this to actually work for once and give us a lousy shirt? Good lord. Okay, well that was fun. An absolute waste of time. Wish I'd never spent 400 gold on it. Let's commission a runestone. Will it actually work this time? No. Let's never commission a runestone again. I think that's a horrible idea. So I want to test out the mining and crafting things, because as a dwarf, I feel like both mining and crafting is very relevant to us. Piety needs to be greater than 150, which shouldn't be too difficult to get. Heal the troops. Oh, that's fucking awesome. It's not hunting apostates, though, is it? Which was what I was kind of banking on here. How can we get more piety if we can't proselytize or convert or hunt apostates or do anything like that? Shit. Guess we could go for, like, genealogy. Seeks to know more about his origins and ancestors and doesn't hesitate to delve into the ancient archives. Okay, cool. We'll flip over to that in 2 years' time and see what that can provide for us. I guess piety would just have to build up, what, like, temples? City of Erebor. Can we even build fucking temples? Right, hang on. Temple. We cannot afford this. You're a liar. We can clearly... Oh, it's 7,000. What happens if we save... I feel like they've done that to stop you building temples, because there's clearly no graphic for it. I kind of want to do it just to see what would happen, but it's also probably a terrible idea. How do I get piety in that case? Oh, God. Ferodreth is massive, huh? Can we colonize that? We're going to assume not. Mountain provinces can only be colonized by orcs, trolls, dwarfs, and dragons. Dwarfs and dragons can only colonize mountain provinces. Why can't we do that then? Guess because it's a massive wasteland. Obviously, you're not supposed to be able to go there. That's kind of what would be the equivalent of your base game Siberia. Yeah, weird. Okay, let's not worry about that for the time being then. Technically, it is Siberia, but let's not. Bearing in mind Lord of the Rings' creation story and all that. Small market, let's do it. Let's just keep building up Erebor. I want my troops to be outfitted with the finest gear. A daughter was born to Thorin Stonehelm and Rin, daughter of Thorin, named Cecilia. What are we going to go for in terms of names this time around? Go for metals, weapons. What are dwarfs like? Gemstones? I think gemstones is pretty appropriate. You're also trash, and I never want to play you in 100,000 years, Cecilia, daughter of Thorin. You're going to be called... What's like a garbage gemstone? Like a quartz. Yeah, you can be called quartz, little Cecilia, because you are just trash. Let's give you thrift, and let's just... honestly, anyone edge care. I can't even bother to look at her anymore. What's our son like, out of interest? Thorin Stonehelm. Also, okay, he's okay. He's actually not as bad as I thought he was. 20 marshallers. Oh, wait, is he different? Maybe they're not preset characters. Maybe they do just randomly gain stats when I've reloaded the save and it's crashed again. It's crashed again. Okay, I think we're over the crashes now. Everything's good and running as intended. Right, I think... It's long overdue, isn't it? Let's go to a freaking war with these orcs. So they got 1,200. We've got 3,800. We've got to remember our armies are quite powerful by comparison. So we should be able to take these guys out, no problem. What is this one we've got? Oh, a Dain? Wait, are you not the... Oh, you were the girl that we had before. Right, okay. So you are going to be called... you're still going to have... We're still going to bring back Quartz. Our good ex... In memory of original Quartz and our ex-granddaughter there. So can we colonize like this one right next to us? No. It's available to dukes, kings, and emperors without a liege, which we are. We have at least 500 gold. We do have 1,500 population in their capital. What do you mean by that? Population. There are 108,000 Longbeards in here. Okay, fine. Yep, cool. What else do we need then? What else do we need to be able to colonize this? And how was it? We right-click on that again? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Mountain Province is going to be colonized by orcs, trolls. Why can't we do that? I don't understand. I don't know why we can't colonize that. That's okay. That doesn't matter too much. I only wanted to you know, bring that. Oh, maybe dwarfs can only colonize mountain? Perhaps. Either way, let's get to war. Let's go and kill. Let's hunt some orc. Which is a quote from that, you know, that one thing. You know what it is. Right, okay. Thorin, join us, and Gandalf. We named a dwarf. There's a dwarf called Gandalf. Is that you, real Gandalf? Mayor Gandalf, champion of Thror. Great name. Let's do it. This should be a very, very easy war for us, I think. And where's the rest of our troops? They're all the way on the other side of the bloody mountain range. Let's bring those guys over here to start off with. Right, oh, they're actually going to try and attack Erebor, huh? Not that it really matters too much, because we should absolutely have them. Yeah, it's Radbug, leading their armies. Absolutely annihilate him. Take him down. Good work, team. Right, let's pull back. Where is our army? They're heading over. This would be a very quick campaign if we kept going the way we're going, to be completely honest with you, because our troops seem quite powerful by comparison. The fact that no one else really has the same sort of levy size as us as well, then it's, oh, war. War. That means that we've got a challenge. Wait, who are you at war? Oh, my God, he's after the province of Thror's Coombe. Okay, that's miles away. That's kind of a pain in the ass. And who are you exactly? Gazog. Gazog Mazov Shak. Okay, fuck. They are a mile away. And they've also got 6,000 men. We cannot let a dwarf colony fall into ruin when we've fought so long to bring our people back together. We will save them. We will save you, my friends. Do not fear. Let me just bring the army together and crush these first guys, and then we will immediately fling over there and go and try and stop the others. 6,000 orcs versus, like, 3,600 dwarfs. I think we've got it in the bag, because these dwarfs seem freaking powerful, especially, you know, combat and mountain bonuses too. Not only from the fact that we're a dwarf, but also from our culture as well, right? Was it our culture or something along those lines? Maybe it was. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. So we also get bonus in mountain from that as well. Jesus, we're going to be unstoppable. Right, how are we taking attrition damage in the mountain? We're dwarfs. This is like home to us. Right, burn it down. There we go. Not sure how you burn out a hole in the floor, but there we go. Thank you. Boom. Look at that one. We're taking it back piece by piece. It's just become our vassal. Oh, we can just revoke that freely, though, can't we? We have to have title revocation. Okay, of course we do. Leader of the Free Peoples. That's quite nice. Okay, we want to go for revoke title allowed. Who gets to vote on that? They're not allowed to. Boom. Nice. Okay, that is mine. Get out of here, dirty orc. This is... What's he going to do? Say no? What do you mean, maybe? Oh, yeah, good one. Let's try... Go on, then. Try and fight me. Let's see how far you get, then. Oh, look, your armies are dead. That was a great start. And now... Oh, you've lost. What a shocker. Right, of course, these orcs wouldn't be particularly fond of that. Okay, round 2. Here we go. I'll be taking that one back. Thank you very much, my friend. What a fantastic start. So what is our domain size, then? Let me just take a look here. We want to take a look at this one. So it's, according to that, very, very small. Oh, is that not our... That's not the Empire level type that we're looking for, is it? Yeah, that's what we're after. No, but it says we already own that. Oh, it just wasn't highlighting it for some strange reason. Sure. So, we should probably focus on containing all of these northern provinces first off. Building those up, giving them out to loyal dwarf men and women who have been destroyed by these vile, vile orcs in the past. It's not mountain. I mean, it counts as part of our domain, right? Let's go to that one again. Apparently it is. Why can't we go to war with that? Oh, because we got our levies raised. Duh. All right. How many times have I played CK2 right now? How many hours have I got in this goddamn game? Okay, so we'll move down and just take the capital, and then I guess we've basically got them trapped up here. Is there a... So the pass goes from... You can only get to Thorscombe from Nan Leyen, I imagine is how that's pronounced. Sure, so actually we could potentially get them trapped up there, but we will go for their capital nonetheless. So we're going to have to move through... Yeah, we're going to have to move through what I think is Mirkwood. I don't entirely remember. My Middle-earth geography kind of off a little bit, I will admit. Right, let's see if we can crank the speed. I feel like playing on Speed 5 was the thing that was actually causing the crashes first time, because the game just basically couldn't keep up. Aha! We've met them on the Gladden Fields at Amor Ning Lorin. Let's see if we can take them down here. Alright, our commanders are absolutely annihilating them. Look at that. This is what you get. Built with Dwarven skill. You guys are done for. That was incredible. What a great battle. 25 dwarfs lost versus 5,400 orcs? What? How can anybody stand up to that? I mean, obviously, orcs are probably fairly weak, fairly ill-equipped, kind of garbage in command, probably don't have pretty good tactics either. Maybe Sauron would pose more of a threat, or, well, I mean, obviously Sauron poses more of a threat, that should be kind of par for the course. Maybe if we went to war with, like, men or elves, then we would have a bit more of a challenge, but as it seems right now, these orcs seem incredibly easy to displace. We should be able to unite the whole of the Durance folk, essentially. Now that is a problem. We can't retake Moria, because we just don't have enough people to fight all of the... Wait, it's the Balrog here. Friend. I feel like we're going home. Goodbye. Nice knowing you. I don't want to fight a fucking Balrog, thank you. We also don't have really the troops to do it either. So we're going to have to head back. I guess let our troops rebuild and then come back. We've got war score on our side right now, so we can afford to go back and let our troops reinforce for a bit. And then we'll come back with a much, much larger force. I mean, we don't have a choice in this situation. Excuse me, why am I boy? Why the fuck am I a child now? When did that happen? What the hell? Oh, maybe that's the... I actually don't know. Why are we a tiny child all of a sudden? Oh, for the love of... Whenever I think I've seen everything this mod has to throw at me, like stealing money from my runestone, Sauron throwing us in prison, Sauron getting a haircut, Warlord Hobbit, we're now a tiny child dwarf. We're a human child dwarf, nonetheless. Sure, why not? If there's anybody who could take back Moria, it's that kid right there. He's got the face for it. Can you not try and take back the province I've just sieged, my friend? Thank you. So what we'll do then is we'll get our healer, and I've got to try and get it into my head that this is actually something we can do. It's kind of OP, to be honest with you. Levy reinforcement plus 165%. Can we also do the same with our... Holy shit, plus another 105%? And if our troops have all those stacking bonuses, even with a small army, we're going to be freaking unstoppable, because the AI is not going to... I'll be honest, the AI is definitely not going to coordinate to that extent. So what levy can we get from Erebor itself? 5,033. That is going to reinforce so fucking quickly. Good God, watch this. Yeah, that's pretty insane. I will admit, they are getting a lot of war score on their side now. So the second we can... Are you heading to Dale? Alright, let them come. Where are they going to now then? They are actually coming to Erebor. Raise the men. That is Erebor. Okay, well, we're actually in there. I'm not really too concerned about, you know, their actual troop counts. They could probably have 10,000 troops and we'd probably be fine. We, however... are a tiny boy, and that's going to really put them off, because they're going to think, why the fuck is that tiny... There you go, 19 lost versus 3,000. Why the fuck is that tiny boy leading the armies? I don't know. I can't answer that, but he's doing a goddamn good job, so I'm not going to kick him out quite yet. Okay, 3,800. What were the defenders in Moria again? Let's just quickly recap that. Shit, we need like 4,000 guys. Okay, we're going to have to be patient. Brace yourself. Oh, that's a bit weird. Oh, that's a bit strange. I trust her word. Oh, God, I've got my wife pregnant. Me, the tiny child, has got this very hairy, just disgusting, ugly woman pregnant. My God, just a fucking disgusting, ugly fish creature. A son was born to Thorin Stonehelm and Rin, daughter of Thorin, named Dain. You're also kind of bad. We need to start breeding in, like, congenital traits, stuff like Genius, Strong, etc. We've got it personally, but we need to pass it down to our children. Quartz, what else we got? Emerald. There you go, my friend. You can be named Emerald, son of Thorin. I'm going to run out of gems, then I'm just going to have to go for rocks. You know, I think we've done that before, the winning series, haven't we? Did we not have, like, granite before? I don't entirely remember. Okay, choose focus. Thrift. You're nothing special. You don't get a particularly special education either. Thrift is just generally good to throw at any kids in general, but we'll save, you know, struggle for the guy that we actually want leading our troops and commanding our armies, actually leading the Empire here. Can we build up anything that might help us out here? You got any of that troop count? Morale of armies plus 10%. Not that we really need it, but sure, why the fuck not, huh? Starting to be a little bit concerned. How many troops we got now? Yes, we've got roughly enough to try and take things back here. We should really just set a rally point in Erebor. I think it will really speed things up. Let's go ahead and whack down a rally point there. Excuse me. Whack down a rally point there. There we go. All right. Join me, my troops. What is this? Erebor has seen a deficit in harvest this year. That's because it's a freaking underground city. As a liege lord, how do you wish to respond to the starvation? I don't care. I'm too busy playing Fortnite because I'm apparently an 8-year-old boy. I'll lose 100 gold. Sure, whatever. We've got a mountain of gold, literally and physically and metaphorically. So I'm fine with that. All right. So we've got 5,400. We had... You're definitely your father's son. I mean, I can see the similarity. He's also fucking great. I mean, strong is basically everything we could hope for here. You would train in struggle then, because you are capable of leading the armies. We need a nice, powerful gemstone. How about an onyx? Yeah, onyx, son of Dain. Not like the black gemstone, not like the Pokemon. And Dain, educate your identical son, Dain. Right, you bloaters, get out of my field. Right, there we go. Okay, that's that one dealt with. And then we'll just quickly assault this one down as well. We'll just quickly take this entire thing back. Right, minus 66% war score. We'll hit the capital, counter-siege the province, and then we're basically good. Minus 69, we can just surrender that war here as far as I'm concerned, and it's crashed again. Don't play Speed 5, is essentially what this game is telling me. Don't bother playing Speed 5. It probably runs too quick, so it can't do all the... I'm going to assume it's the population overflowing or something like that that's killing our game. Alright, fine. Well, I don't really know what to say at this stage. There he is. There's our guy. There's our boy. Unless we load this one, at which point he becomes actually a tiny child. Doesn't matter what save game I load. If we try and load it, we're basically just met with a crash to the desktop. So, yeah, that was Lord of the Rings. Don't really know what else to say on that one, really. We've tried 2 different starts now, both of which have been completely lackluster. By the way, the whole reason we didn't carry on playing it as a Hobbit Warlord was because it was buggy and kept crashing. I tried flipping over to the Dark Culture, and then it gave us access to the Satanist Society from the base game. We could literally join Lucifer's Own. So then I thought, maybe don't play as a Hobbit. I actually spawned him on this map, the immortal sort of Hobbit Warlord that we were hopefully going to face, but guess not. So, how does everyone feel about, don't know, the Elder Kings? I think Elder Kings could be fun. Big thank you, of course, to the patrons for making this series possible in the first place, although you probably wish you hadn't. That was something. That was definitely something. I would love to play the Middle-earth mod, I really would, but it's just so fragile is probably the right way to phrase it. I think it's in a weird stage of development right now, and obviously it needs a lot more work being put into it, a lot more updates, and I think that just certain things need fleshing out a bit more before it be a complete experience. I want to give it the best shot we can possibly give it. So we probably won't be coming back to it until I've maybe messed around in it in you know, months of time, potentially years time, until it's a little bit more stable, because again, I want to give it a fair shot. I love the Lord of the Rings world, and it'd be a real shame to keep having this repeat every single time. So we'll come back to this later on when it's up and together. In the meantime, I'll have a word with the patrons very quickly about what they would like to see for a new series, and then we'll dive into that. Like I said, base game series coming soon.